trust the science. These three men received money under the table and perpetrated a fraud on the world. During the 1950s, there was heated debate about the link between sugar consumption and coronary heart disease. And for the next decade, debate raged about what actually causes coronary heart disease. That was until three Harvard nutritionists got involved: Mark Hegsted, Dr. F.J. Stair, and Dr. Robert McGandy. They published a medical review concluding that dietary fat and cholesterol were the cause of coronary heart disease. And this conclusion was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. And this changed everything because we trusted the science. This published material helped shift the debate from sugar onto fat, and presumably paved the way for the decades of low-fat eating to come.
Active people in Alberta like the leading granola for its great taste, but did you know it has twice the fat of new Kellogg's low-fat granola? Now you can enjoy a granola with only half the fat. Kellogg's low-fat granola, an irresistible combination of wholesome whole grains and crunchy almonds. So you can fill up on great taste with only half the fat. Hey Alberta, try Kellogg's low-fat granola. Great taste, half the fat.
What wasn't apparent at the time is these three gentlemen were paid to publish this review. They were each paid about $50,000 in today's money, and they were paid by the Sugar Research Foundation, who is now known as the Sugar Association. And the Sugar Research Foundation didn't just pay these three nutritionists. They also set a clear objective for the outcome of the content. And during the production of the review, they examined and approved drafts. And we trusted the science. This was all discovered in 2016 in the Harvard Library by Dr. Kristen Kearns. She discovered a box of letters outlining exactly what had happened. Following Dr. Kearns' findings, the Journal of the American Medical Association published the following advisory. Early warning signals of the coronary heart disease risk of sugar emerged in the 1950s. We examined Sugar Research Foundation internal documents, historical reports, and statements relevant to early debates about the dietary causes of coronary heart disease and assembled findings chronologically into a narrative case study. The Sugar Research Foundation sponsored its first coronary heart disease research project in 1965, a literature review published in the New England Journal of Medicine, which signaled out fat and cholesterol as the dietary causes of coronary heart disease, and downplayed evidence that sucrose consumption was also a risk factor. The Sugar Research Foundation set the review's objective, contributed articles for inclusion, and received drafts. The Sugar Research Foundation's funding and role was not disclosed. And we trusted the science. And who is behind the Sugar Research Foundation, now known as the Sugar Association? It's made up of people who obviously do not consume sugar. Well, maybe some of them do. And here are the conclusions from the medical review sponsored by the Sugar Research Foundation. The major evidence today suggests only one avenue by which diet may affect the development and progression of atherosclerosis. This is by influencing the levels of serum lipids, especially serum cholesterol, though this may take place by means of different biochemical mechanisms not yet understood. There can be no doubt that levels of serum cholesterol can be substantially modified by manipulation of the fat and cholesterol of the diet. We conclude, on the basis of epidemiologic, experimental, and clinical evidence, that a lowering of the proportion of dietary saturated fatty acids, increasing the proportion of polyunsaturated acids, and reducing the level of dietary cholesterol are the dietary changes most likely to be of benefit. The solution here, in our opinion, is a responsibility and opportunity for the food industry, namely the manufacture of many common foods with characteristics that will lessen the development of atherosclerosis. This is possible today and only awaits leadership from the food industry. This is an opportunity for the food industry. And just an update on one of the authors of the medical review, Mark Hegsted. He joined the USDA in 1978. During his almost 5 years at the USDA, he pushed for the increased consumption of fruits, grains, and vegetables to help cut the risk of heart attacks and other diseases. I wanted to make a video about this topic because this is often brought up in an abstract way when discussing fat, cholesterol, and sugar. And I wanted to try and give a little bit more detail and context. Thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.